Good day, everyone. My name is Rudy Page, and welcome to Community Wellness Dialogues. And I'm so pleased I have with me today my good friend Wayne Hall, and we'll be talking autism awareness. Good day, Wayne.
Hi, Rudy. How are you? It's a pleasure
I-
to be here with you, my brother.
I'm good to see you. And I'm
Yes,
pleased,
sir.
and I'm pleased that we're able to talk about autism awareness for this session, and you're going to go into some more details. But just to tell you a bit about the community wellness dialogues that we've been running here throughout the pandemic in the UK, and the key themes are informed reassurance and choice. So what we've been doing is ensuring that from within our communities, that's the African and Caribbean population groups, we have what we call trusted messengers, scientists, doctors, nurses, faith leaders, all dedicated to ensuring that our community is informed, reassured by people who they can trust so that they can make a choice. And so I'm really pleased that this is the first of a series where we will be sharing the learning with colleagues across the diaspora. So you're the first on this. And most important, we'll be looking at also in terms of action research projects where we can make comparable um, uh, bring our ideas together, compare them, share the learning, and then work out how can we translate this new learning into workable plans for the health of the community. So we're focused on community well-being. The pandemic has shown our communities, particularly those of Caribbean origin, some of the challenges that we have around mental health, diabetes, prostate health, all those kind of things. So
Yes.
we need to collaborate, and we know, of course, living in similar societies in terms of the USA and the UK, but we come from a Caribbean heritage. So this is going to be an interesting time over the next few months. So great that you're here. Over to you.
Yes. And again, I am truly delighted to be here as part of that, Rudy. The community does need it. Our community can surely use it. Happy to be part of it. And to kick it off is great. And this is just fitting because this is Autism Awareness Month. And I've been really doing my best to spread the awareness in my community, our community. I've had the pleasure of speaking with quite a few hosts, and it's truly a great pleasure to do this on Fresh FM Radio London. Yes, sir. Thank you. And
Thank you very
making
much.
connections work, MCW, for
Yeah,
which you are Mr. CEO. So again, man, thanks a lot.
that's fine. So, Wayne, can you briefly explain what is autism?
Yes, I have a very simple explanation of what autism is. Autism is basically a brain disorder that affects, individuals in a way where it affects their social skills, their communication, and manifests itself in repetitive behaviors like hand flapping, head rocking, or it's sometimes referred to as treks as well. But that right there is a summary
Mhm,
of how it is. It's also referred to as ASD,
mhm,
which means Autism Spectrum Disorder. And that just tells us there's a lot to it other than just those three things I mentioned, but in a general sense, they'd all fall under that umbrella. So autism spectrum disorder, many different things can be impacted. There can be a nonverbal child and a verbal child, and I usually say child because I work in the school system with these kids, but the same for adults as well. So autism spectrum disorder affects the brain, manifests itself in social skills, communication, and repetitive behaviors.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that explanation. So, how did you get into working in this area of autism?
I got into autism I think the year was 2013, 2014, in that school year. Um, Left Jamaica as a trained teacher, and got here, but didn't do much. I went to New York to live. The school system was a real true culture shock there. I did some substitute teaching and then just didn't bother with it there. And then when we moved to Georgia, you know, I was in corporate America for a while. And then if you remember that great economic crash of 2008, I was in the construction industry. That took a beating. So I said, I got to pick up the old tool. Let me get back in the classroom. And also for family reasons. I saw where I was spending a lot of time away from my family. You know how that is, Rudy. I was a manager for the entire Southeast region, production manager for the Southeast region. So I was traveling all over Tennessee, the Carolinas, Mississippi. I was hardly home. And then, it's good too that I can be home with my family, and what better thing to do than get back into teaching. So as I'm talking out loud about it, someone suggested that I tried going into, that I should go into teaching special needs. So I said, okay, I'll look into it. So I started out as a substitute teacher because that gives me the leverage to run around to different schools and figure out where I'd fit best. And Rudy, believe me, it was just the good Lord's plan, because the first school I went to substitute teach, that's where I've taught now since 2014. In the same classroom I went as a substitute teacher. Excellent. I fell in love with the population. They liked the way I reacted with the kids and worked with the kids. So the school did their best to get me into a full-time position. I was a paraprofessional, full-time substitute in the room, then paraprofessional. Then I made it to be, the teacher said she was leaving. I said, wow, can I have the class? And they made it happen. They made it happen, Rudy. And so here I am, special education teacher since 2014.
So you were meant to be there.
I think so. It couldn't have gone any better.
So you've chosen to assist parents of children with autism. Why is that?
So my journey with autism in the classroom as a teacher puts me in a very interesting position. You're not only dealing with the challenges of autism in the child, but also dealing with how parents are coping with it. And I use the word coping because, parents get plunged into this autism life. They take their child to the doctor, he gets diagnosed, and now what? Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with something that is not normal. And so having seen the struggles of some parents, from bordering on denial to just simply not knowing how to address behaviors. And when you're daddy and mommy, it's easier for me to look at a child that's not mine and enforce certain principles. It's not harmful or anything, but it's just easier. And so I realized where if parents just had a little bit more knowledge of what to do, they could complement what the child gets from professionals at school in such a better way that they have a better rounded life for both them and the child. So that's why I decided to really do parent teaching, focus on that.
Just as a follow-up on that, because obviously it's part of the mental ill health spectrum, but yet in description you don't necessarily get a sense of that. So how do you think that can impact on parents trying to understand, and of course, and what that does for the young person in school relations, with teachers, with their peers?
It truly is another of the challenges. Again, it's a spectrum, so it depends on how it impacts the child. So you have what we call severe cases, individuals who are impacted in a severe manner. They might not talk. They have a lot of the repetitive behaviors. They find it hard to even sit and focus. And then you'll have higher functioning kids who might just show like that hyper focus. They might be fixed on something, fixed on mechanics or fixed on water animals, or
they can be brilliant as well, though, can't they?
And be very brilliant. Yes, and be very brilliant in that area. A savant, we call them, a very truly skilled person. So, but from the mental health aspect of it, the parents do grapple with the fact that their child is not normal. and the helplessness that comes with it,
Mm,
in terms of, I can't just give them a pill and they're going to be better,
mm,
or just taking them to see somebody for 3 visits is going to guarantee them
mm,
healing. It's a lifetime condition. And
mm,
so how will their child fit in? So now you have a special needs population. The school I teach, we have a very big special needs population, and we have what we call self-contained classrooms for
mm,
the ones that are really severe. As if they improve over time, they go up the ranks, level 2, then they're in moderate, then they're in, and some, if they do make it into a general education setting. So
mm.
the parents has to deal with that fact that my child will be in a self-contained room, away from the general education setting, learning social skills that a neurotypical child would just grasp from watching their parents, and being socialized generally for society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
So these children, like all children, need to be treated, with love, compassion, and with humanity. So how can parents access more information, because they need information, they need guidance, they need advice, they need support. So where do they go?
Rudy, there are a lot of places. If they just Google autism support, there's so much information out there on autism that
Mhm.
I would tell parents, just Google autism support. However, I have looked at quite a bit of this support, and I believe a great place to go is www.autismparents, and support, starting with S. So autism, it's 2 S's right there in the middle, autismparentsupport.com. And on this website of mine, Rudy, I have a 4-part presentation that I give to parents that gives them access to information that you sometimes don't find. It's scattered.
Yeah.
I bring it into one place for them.
Mhm.
And it can be in a very intimate setting online. It doesn't matter where they are, and we can go through a series of presentations. They'll get a little homework here and there, just to help them understand and have a foundation on which a lot of that other scattered stuff that's all over the internet and in books all over the place can
Mhm.
be more meaningful to them when they read them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So just before we close this session, is there
Yes.
anything else you wish to share that may be of interest to parents, but also to their wider families and friends, and to their peers?
Rudy, yes. I just want to say, this being Autism Awareness Month, it is time for us to reflect as a big family in our community, on members of our family. And our autism population is very much a part of our family. In our diaspora, Rudy, and our group, our population, it's getting more. It's great. When I just got in 12 years ago, 10 years ago or so, it was it was 1 in 68 persons. I've seen statistics now that says it's 1 in 54.
Okay.
So not only are we diagnosing earlier and more efficiently, but it shows that it's an increasing number. And our population is no different. Is not exempt. We are having more and more Caribbean, African
Mhm.
children being diagnosed with autism. And so I just want to say to my community, embrace it. Um, don't be afraid to go up to them in the community and say hi, and talk about them with their caregivers, and don't be afraid to tell them you've heard about autism awareness, and things to help, and just know too that autism is not contagious. I know it might sound like I'm speaking down, but sometimes people don't know, is this something that if I'm around this person, can I get it? No, it's not something that will pass on to your child if you bring your child near them, and so on. And so just let's embrace autism and try to understand it better, and know that it takes a lot for them. A lot of things we take for granted, they have to overcome it to do basic stuff. Just, Rudy, a humming light sounds like a fire alarm going off in their ears, and
Mm.
you'll just sit there and work. Just imagine them trying to do an exam with
Yeah.
a fire siren going off in their ears. So just educate yourselves, and also visit autismparentsupport.com, and see how, you could ask for information, you could make a request. And Rudy, I'll put a phone number out there for those on the USA side or those who can call me direct. It's 678-431-9390. Again, 678-431-9390. And Rudy, I'll wrap up by saying I appreciate this medium. I'm happy to be a part of your community health awareness series, and truly grateful for this occasion and to be on Fresh FM radio from this angle.
Excellent, excellent. So
Yes.
great. And we'll be in touch very soon. Thank you, Wayne.
That's right. Okay.
Really
Thanks,
informing
Rudy.
the community about Autism Awareness Month. Thank you very much, Wayne.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.